Welcome back. Many a times we get the requirement to remove multiple users in WebLogic. Removing users manually from WebLogic using admin console is really simple task. But what if you have to delete hundreds of users or set of users from multiple domains? In this video, we will talk on how to automate user deletion process using WLST. I recommend you to watch the entire WLST series. So far, we have covered multiple topics around automation and will continue the same based on your comments and suggestions. So, do let me know. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to check out my channel for more interesting videos related to WebLogic administration and SOA development. So let's begin. Here we have our properties file. You can see we have mentioned the domain name. You can mention multiple domain names here so that you can remove users from multiple domains. Here we have our security realm, that is the default realm name, my realm. Here we have admin URL for different domains. As we have saved the credential, we are not going to use URL, username and password for this example. But if you want to mention explicitly username, URL and password for different domains, you can utilize these properties. Here we have total domain. So for our example, we have only one domain and we have two users, so the total username is equal to 2. Here we have mentioned couple of users which we want to remove from the domain. Now let us take a look to our script. So this is our simple script. We are importing file input stream so that we can utilize details.property, which is this file. Here we are going to create properties object and load the properties from the file. This one is a variable to store total domain count. So that is going to be 1 for this use case. Here we have counter variable that is set to 1. So our loop will start from 1 and the amount of domain we have, we will be having those many iterations in this loop. Here you can see we are storing domain name in this domain name variable. So dynamically we are getting domain names one by one from the properties file. You can see domain name dot one in the first iteration. In the second iteration, it will be domain name dot two, and those values will get it from our properties file. Similarly, we can have admin URL, admin username, and admin password. And similarly, you can get those values from the properties files one by one. Here we are storing the name of realm that we are getting from the properties file. So this is the count of total number of users which we are going to remove. Here we have try block where we are trying to connect. So we are not using username password because credentials are already saved. But if you want to pass credentials, you can utilize this one. After connecting to online mode, we are going to get inside server config. And this one is the path for our default authenticator. So you can see we have domain name, which is coming from the properties file. And we have realm name that is again coming from the properties file. If you have same name for all the realm, you can probably hard code this value as well. So here we are going to go inside our default authenticator. And once we are inside, we will start deleting the users. So here we have our loop, which is starting from 1. And the number of users we have, the number of iterations it will run to delete all the users. So you can see one by one it is going to remove users. So username dot one will be removed first, and in each iteration it is going to increase the value of x. This is the function in the current management object which is used for removing the user, and you'll have to pass username inside this function. And as you know, this username we are getting from the properties file. If user is removed successfully, we are going to get this message. Otherwise, it will print this message. And then it is going to increase the value of iteration variable. So it will increase the value of counter domain here. So if we have couple of domains in the next iteration, it will remove users from the other domain. Now let us try to run this script and see if it is removing our users or not. We are back to our terminal, and in the details.property file, we have these two user which we are going to delete. That is abc underscore 123 and 543. So let us see in the admin console whether we have these users or not. And you can see we have these users here 123 and 543. So after running this script, these users should be deleted from here. So let us try to run this script. To run this script, we'll have to use java weblogic.wlst, and we'll have to give the name, that is remove users.py. So let's hit enter. If you are getting this error, then you'll have to run set wlst environment.sh. So let's do that. So you can find this set wlst environment.sh in Oracle common bin. Let's hit enter, and we'll try to run the Java command again. And this time you can see it is initializing WebLogic scripting tool. So our execution is completed, and you can see those two users are removed. Let's verify this in admin console as well. So let's refresh this page, and you can see those two users are removed. Now, what will happen if this user removes your WebLogic application admin user? So to avoid that situation, you can add a condition, and here we have added one condition. So it will check whether the username is equal to admin user. If it is the case, it will print this message and it won't remove the user. Otherwise, it will remove the user and it will print this message. So let us try to run this and see if it is removing abc underscore 456 or not. In the real scenario, this user will be WebLogic user or the admin user you have configured while installing the WebLogic. With this, we will modify our details.properties file, and here we will add 456 to see whether it is going to delete 456 or not. And we also have 123 that is already deleted as part of the previous execution. So we will check that condition as well. So let's save this one and run the script. And you can see our execution is completed. And for abc underscore 123, we got the message that check if the username is correct. And for 456, we got the message that don't remove application admin user. And it also printed check if the username abc456 is correct or not. So let us see in the admin console whether abc underscore 456 is deleted or not. So we'll refresh this page and see if this user is deleted or not. And you can see this user is not deleted. So with this condition, you can protect your application admin users. Now there can be a possibility that you have a CSV file where you have hundreds of users which you want to delete. So we are going to see whether this can be done using our script or not. So for that we have modified the script, and instead of taking the usernames from the properties file, we are going to read usernames from the CSV file. So you can delete as many as users you want. And if you notice, we have our admin user also in the CSV list, and our script should not delete this user as per the condition. So let us see our latest version of the script. So this is our script. I have included couple of more imports for array list, string, buffer reader. And here we are reading details.properties file, which is required for the real name and the number of domains we have. And here we are initializing array for usernames. So here we are using file function to open the file, and we are reading it using buffer reader. So here we are reading lines one by one and assigning it to username. And then we are appending our array and adding those usernames into array. So once we are done with the file, we are closing it. Then we have this user which is going to iterate based on number of domains we have. As mentioned earlier, these properties are similar. So here we have a logic to iterate usernames from the array. And one by one we are going to check whether username is our admin user. If it is admin user, we are going to exit. Otherwise we are going to remove that user. And here rest of the logic is same. So let us try to remove all the users from the CSV file. So this is the CSV file we have, and you can see all the usernames are listed here. So let's try to run our script, and it should delete all the users instead of 456, which is our admin user. So you can see we have a message that 123 is correct or not because it was deleted earlier. All these users are removed now, and 456 also didn't delete because it was application admin user, and similarly 543 was already removed, so it didn't remove. So our script is running as expected. So that's it for this video. All the scripts are uploaded to GitHub, and the link is mentioned in the description. You can see. Also, don't forget to watch all the previous videos related to WLST automation. If you found this video helpful, please like my video, subscribe my channel, and hit the bell icon for the further notification. And don't forget to leave a comment so that I can come up with different topics for you. Thank you.